we have seen till now, I have tried to capture it in a figure format so that it is easy for us to understand. No, we don't have to see each and every shloka. This is something that I thought I should do. This is not proper. This is, work in progress. This is not complete. But we can try to understand things with this overall picture. What I have shown here is the avaranam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have seen till 7th avaranam up to shloka number 30. And what I have tried to capture is what is the Devata that is present in the first avaranam, that is present inside the first avaranam. What is the Devata that is present inside the second avaranam, etc., etc. This is not complete. This is work in progress. So once I will complete this, I can share this to you, with even more confidence. So what happens is that the outermost avarana is made up of iron that we saw. And in between the outermost avarana, that is the iron avarana, and the second avarana, the second line is the second avarana. This is made up of vendalam, that is bronze. And in the space between the first avarana and the second avarana, the devata that is present is Mahakala. Mahakala is Kala, the time. And he is present along with Bhadrakali. Bhadrakali and Mahakala are present together. எப்பவுமே in Shakta, in Shakta Vishaya, you should always worship Devata along with their consort, along with their Shakti. Mahakala's Shakti is Bhadrakali. Only along with their consort we worship. What does this Mahakala and Bhadrakali signify? They signify the end of a person. End of time itself is called as Kala. Normally, Yama is called as Kala because Yama brings all the jivas to an end, right? And this is Mahakala. During Pralaya Kalam, Kala means time. Kala also means the end of the end time. During Mahapralayam, Mahakala absorbs all the universe onto himself. Maheshwara Mahakalpa Mahatandava Sakshini. There is a name for Lalitambika. Like during Mahakalpa, during Mahapralaya, Maheshwara will be dancing. Maheshwara will be doing his Pralaya Natanam. Maheshwara Mahakalpa Mahatandava Sakshini. Ambal will be the Sakshi for that Maheshwara's dance. So Maheshwara and Ambal, Mahakala and Bhadrakali are going to be there. And that Devata, if we see, that Devata is present in the outermost avarana. That is, for a person who enters into this Ambal's house, for a person who is going to enter into this Chintamani Griham, for the person who has taken up this journey, for him, there is no time factor that controls him. That is what we need to see. He is going to be Kala Tita, Kala Atita, because Kala is already present outside. When he is going to go inside, Kala is not going to be present inside. When we say, hey, I have a dog outside my house, once I go inside the house, the dog is not going to be present because dog is only present on the compound wall. The dog is not going to be present inside the house. In the same way, Mahakala is like a Kaval Devata for Ambal's Kotai, Ambal's Griham. So once a person who is entering into Ambal's Griham, for him, there is no compulsion, there is no limitation with time factor. That is what the Bhadrakali and Mahakala being present in the outermost avarana signifies. And in order to drive home the point, here all the ritus are going to be present. Vasanta Ritu, Grishma Ritu, Varsha Ritu, Sharad Ritu, Hemanta Ritu, Shishira Ritu. All these are Ritus. Vasanta Ritu, we are currently present in Vasanta Ritu. Chitrai Vaikasi is Vasanta Ritu. Sharad Ritu, the Navaratri time comes during Sharad Ritu. That is why the general Navaratri is called as Sharada Navaratri because it comes in the Sharad Ritu. That Navaratri is called as Sharada Navaratri. Because that Navaratri comes in Vasanta Ritu, there is a Navaratri that comes in the Vasanta Ritu. That Navaratri is called as Vasanta Navaratri. We celebrated Vasanta Navaratri earlier. So each and every Ritu also signifies time. Chitrai Vaigasi is one Ritu. Chitrai Vaigasi, Ani Adi, Avani Puratasi, Aipasi Kartigai, Margari Tai, Masi Panguni. All those things are each 2 months is going to be each Ritu, and each Ritu's Shakti is going to be the month. Madhushri is the month of Chittirai. Madhavashri, month of Vaikashi, Vaishaka. Madhushri is the Adhishtana Devata for the month of Chitra. Madhavashri is the Adhishtana Devata for the month of Vaikashi or Vaishaka. In the same way, you are having each Ritu's name along with their Shakti. Madhushri, Madhavashri, Sameta, Vasanta Ritu. Shukrashri, Suchishri, Sameta, Grishma Ritu. Nabhashri, Nabhasya Sameta, Varusha Ritu. Yukshashri, Urjashri, Sameta, Sharad Ritu. Sahashri, Sahyashri, Sameta, Hemanta Ritu. And finally, Tapashri, Tapasya Shri, Sameta, Shishira Ritu. That is what we saw in today's class in the shloka 27. Tasyamati Shishira Kriti Rasinaha Tapatapasya Lakshmibhyam Shivam Anisham Kurutan Me Shishira Ratuhu Satata Shitala Dikandaha. So, in the 27th shloka, Tapa Tapasya Lakshmibhyam. Lakshmi is called as Shri. So, Tapa Tapasya Lakshmi, Tapa Lakshmi, Tapasya Lakshmi, or Tapashri, Tapasya Shri. Along with Tapa and Tapasya, these are the two consorts of what Ritu? Shishira Ritu. And this Shishira Ritu is present inside the 7th Avarana. Because Mahakala is present inside the 1st Avarana, Vasanta Ritu 2nd Avarana, Grishma Ritu 3rd Avarana, Varsha Ritu 4th Avarana, Sharad Ritu 5th Avarana, Hemanta Ritu 6th Avarana. This Tapashri, Tapasya Shri is present inside the 7th Avarana. But the thing is that in the 7th Avarana, along with Tapashri, Tapasya Shri, Sameta Shishira Ritu, one very important deity is present in the 7th Avarana. What is that Devata? That Devata is called as Mantrini. Geya Chakraratharuda Mantrini Parisevita. We say, right? Mantrinyambha Swarupini. Mantrini is the minister of Lalita Parabhattarika. Mantrini is the minister of Lalita Parabhattarika, and that Ambal is present in the 7th Avarana along with the Shishira Ritu. Now remember, when we are saying the names of the Ritu, we are offering namaskara to that Ritu, to the corresponding Ritus. So, from shloka number 28, the Varnana of Mantrini, where does Mantrini sit? How does she look like? What is her chakra? What is her Mula Mantra? All those things are being explained. So we will see, we can only see the overall thing up to shloka number 27, because it is basically what is the Ritu Devatas are there. We can see a little bit more detailed from shloka number 28, because the Swarupa Varnana, the Chakra Varnana of Mantrini is being told. So what is shloka number 28 say? Tasyam Kadambavatyam. In between the seventh avarana and the eighth avarana, what is the tree that is present? Because in each and every space, one tree is predominant. In between the seventh avarana and the eighth avarana, the Kadamba tree is predominantly present. Ambal Meenakshi is called as Kadamba Vanavasini. Kadamba Vanavasini is Ambal Meenakshi. In fact, any Ambal is Kadamba Vanavasini. Mahaperiyava says, each and every tree in Sanatana Dharma is an embodiment of certain deity. Vilva Vriksha is there. Vilva we all know. Vilva Vriksha is an embodiment of Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is always present in Vilva Vriksha. Nellika Vriksha, gooseberry, Amla Vriksha, Mahavishnu is always present in the gooseberry. In the Amla Vriksha, Mahavishnu is always present. There is a Vriksha called as Kondrai. In Tamil, we call it as Kondrai. In Kondrai Vriksham, Parameshwara is always present. In all those Vriksha, you don't have to do any Avahana, etc. In that Vriksha, that deity is always present. In the same way, Ambal is always present in Kadamba Vriksha. That is why Ambal is called as Kadamba Vanavasini. And especially Matangi or Mantrini or Meenakshi is very, very pleased about this Kadamba Vriksha. That is why in Madurai is famous for Meenakshi, right? Meenakshi Ambal is present in Madurai. Madurai is called as Kadamba Vanam. Madurai, during olden times, it itself is called as Kadamba Vanam, because Kadamba trees are always present in Madurai, and Meenakshi loves Kadamba Vriksha. So Tasyam Kadamba Vatyam Tatprasava Moda Milita Madugandam Saptavarana Manogyam. This is present in the Saptavarana. Saptavarana Manogyam Sharanam Samupayami Mantrini Sharanam. I offer my namaskaras to Mantrini. What does Mantrini say? How does she look like? Tastralaye Vishale Tapaniya Rachita Tarala Sopane Manikya Mandapantar Sahite Simhasane Mani Khachite. Mantrini is present in a Manikya Mantapa. Manikya Veena Mupalayantim Madalasam Manjula Vagvilasam, says Kalidasa in his Shyamala Dandakam. In Shakta, according to Shakta, Shyamala, Mantrini, Meenakshi, Matangi, they all are same deity. Shyamala, Mantrini, Meenakshi, Matangi, they all refers to one and the same deity. So Matangi, Meenakshi, she is present inside a Manikya Mandapa. And her veena that she has got itself is Manikya, because Manikam is green in color. Normally, Madurai Meenakshi is always associated with green color. Even if you see Meenakshi's picture, she will be in green color, because even the statue, Meenakshi statue, is made up of that Manikya stone, that green color emerald stone. So, Manikya Mandhapantaha, Ambal is present in the Manikya Mandapa. And Simhasane Mani Khachite. She is sitting in a Simhasana. Next, in 30th shloka, Ambal's yantram and mantram are being revealed. Ambal's yantram. We already know the name of the yantra. What is the name of the yantra? It comes in Lalita Sahasranama. Geya Chakra Ratharuda Mantrini Parisevita. Ambal's yantram is called as Geya Chakra. Varahi's yantram is called as Kiri Chakra. Kiri Chakra Ratharuda is Varahi. Mantrini's yantram is called as Geya Chakra Ratharuda Mantrini Parisevita. How does that Geya Chakra look? It says Bindu, Tri, Panchakona, Dvipandrupa, Vasuvedatala Kure Kadhye, Chakre Sada Nivishtam. Ambal is present in a chakra like this. Bindu, there is a bindu, there is a dot is in the center, and then trikona, there is a trikona that is present immediately outside the dot, outside the bindu, and then panchakona, bindu, trikona, panchakona, there is a 5 kona, and then dvipa and ripa. Dvipa and ripa means 8 petals, 8 petaled lotus. There is going to be an 8 petaled lotus, and then Vasu Dvipa. Dvipa is 8, and then Vasu Nripa is 16. So there are 8 petal and then 16 petal lotus. This figure is not complete. This is what I could find over the internet, but this figure is not complete because it also has Vasuvedatala Kurekhadye. It also has 8 petals outside and then 4 petals outside. That is not shown in this figure. So this is a partial Geya Chakra. This is not complete Geya Chakra. Kurekhadye, and then there is a Bhupuram. This square thing is called as Bhupuram. So Ambal is present in this kind of chakra. This chakra is called as Geya Chakra. This is not mentioned in this, but we can get the name from Lalita Sahasranamam and from Lalitopakhyanam. And what does it say? Chakre Sada Nivishtam. Ambal is always present in this chakra. What is Ambal's Akshara? Ambal's mantram? Shashti Ashtatrimshat Akshareshani. Shashti Ashtatrimshat Akshareshani. Shashti means 60. Ashtatrimshat, Trimshat is 30. Ashtatrimshat is 38. 60 plus 38 is 98 Akshara. Matangi's mantra has got 98 Akshara. Along with those Aksharas, Ambal is present in this Geya Chakra on the 7th Avarana going towards Ambal's house. That is what is the meaning for the shloka number 30. And from shloka number 31, for a few shlokas, this Matangi Swarupam is going to be explained in detail. That is what is the beauty of this entire text, Lalita Stavaratnam. Each and every deity is present, and each and every deity is beautifully explained. Mahakala is explained. Vasanta Ritu is explained. We just did not see because we did not have time. We just had to catch up. So I just told you. But each and every deity is explained. And more importantly, Namaskara is offered to each and every deity. So if we just tell this Lalita Stavaratnam, this is like worshipping all the deities that are present inside, Ambal's house. So that much phalan we will get. With this, we will finish today's class. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.